Hi everyone. It's been a while since I posted. Um and I just want to update quickly. I will be posting later on with documents. However, this is just kind of a prelude to those documents being uploaded. Um so over the course of the past couple weeks, I put in a complaint with Manitoba Human Rights Commission in regards to Access Credit Union and Casera Credit Union. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Access Credit Union amalgamated with Casera Credit Union as of July 1st, 2023. So, any complaints that I have against Casera Credit Union should be going to Access Credit Union as they are now um, the legal entity, from my understanding. Now, Manitoba Human Rights Commission knows this, but they do not want to put Access Credit Union on the complaint. They are insisting that Casera Credit Union be the only party on the complaint. Now, what this does is, from my understanding, it pretty much nullifies the complaint. Um, First of all, both names should be on because both parties under certain in certain instances have come at me and with the same issues with the same thing, right, being the house. So um Access Credit Union and Casera Credit Union should both be on the human rights complaint, but for whatever reason, Manitoba Human Rights Commission is stonewalling the process. They don't want to put Access Credit Union on. I guess because Access Credit Union is, I don't know, they are the active corporation or whatever. But both corporations existed prior to July 1st, 2023, when all this was happening. So I contacted the Ombudsman's office because Manitoba Human Rights is a government body, and the Ombudsman's office should be looking into complaints. I spoke with Rory Ellis from the Ombudsman's office, and he pretty much said that they couldn't do anything, that they are an office of last resort. Those were his exact words. And that um, everything else had to be exhausted before they could get involved. So, pretty much, unless a Manitoba citizen has literally lost everything and can do absolutely nothing, that they can't get involved. That was my understanding from Rory Ellis. Um, Now, the email that I sent him on the 15th indicated that, while this is a matter of last resort, but for whatever reason, the Ombudsman's office is refusing to look into the matter. When I indicated to him that I will be sending that email to international media and posting it on YouTube eventually, um, he then backtracked and said, "Well, it could take up to 6 weeks to look into." And I said to him, "Okay, well, like, I was told by your office that it I would get a response within 2 to 3 days." And he's like, "Well, 3 days is the standard, but it can take up to 6 weeks." So, right there, you can see a delay tactic. Um, in other words, I don't wanna look into this. I'm not gonna look into this, and since you actually are calling me out on it, I'm gonna delay. Um It is kind of upsetting that the ombudsman's office is taking this stance. Um, I feel that Canadian citizens who live in Manitoba really do not have any rights. We think we do until something goes to court or a corporation comes at us with something, and then unless we have a crap load of money to hire a lawyer, our rights don't exist. I mean, look at legal aid, for example, okay? So the average person, if they're single, they can't afford a lawyer, like, not I won't say the average person, but a lot of people um, who are working still can't afford a lawyer because they're either barely making ends meet or they just they don't have the income to put down $5,000 for a retainer because that's what a lawyer costs minimum, right? So, well, I won't say minimum, but pretty close to that. Most lawyers, it's about $5,000 retainer. So unless you've got $5,000 sitting around in your bank account doing nothing, you you're out of luck. Now, legal aid does not deal with property issues. They do not deal with constitutional issues. So unless you are in the higher income bracket of Manitobans, your Canadian rights mean absolutely nothing because nobody is willing to fight for you. Not the Manitoba Human Rights Commission, not the Ombudsman's office, not legal aid. And our Manitoba government seems to be okay with a large section of our population being discriminated against and not being allowed equality in the courtroom. That essentially is the message being sent to me by the Ombudsman's office, by Manitoba Human Rights, and by Manitoba Human Rights. Um, we'll discuss this more in detail as soon as I um as soon as I upload the documents, and we'll go over everything. And I can show you each draft I sent the Manitoba Human Rights Commission. I will show you the email that I sent to the Ombudsman's office and also the email I sent to Trenet, Trenet, Manitoba. It's the land titles office. But with all of them, it is concerning because our rights as Manitoba citizens, as Canadian citizens, seems to mean nothing. Anyways, um, you have a good day, everyone, and we will talk more a little bit later.